a very staunch advocate for minorities in the city, often refers to institutional racism. And those are the sometimes hidden things that we do in our public school system. Why is it that kids that are on the west side in high school score less or not as high as the kids on the east side of town? When you look at a racially identifiable high school, for example, you take Sabino High School versus Pueblo High School or Toya High School, why do those differences exist? All kids can learn, right? We say that. We have no child left behind, right? We say those things, but do we really mean it? Are we doing the real work to make sure that we make the difference with our kids early on? And I don't think we are. So as we move forward with this and have a much deeper conversation, this is an election year. We have an opportunity to hire, to elect the right state superintendent of public education. So do your homework, find out who that is, ask questions, educate your friends and neighbors and those around you that perhaps may not know. You know, my kids, my two oldest sons recently started voting. And my second son, Albert Jr., first time he voted, I went to the polls with him. I said, "Are you ready?" He goes, "Yeah." "Well, what are you going to do about all these propositions?" "Well, I'll decide when I get into the voting booth." You know, that happens more than we think. So we've got to educate. But we have to elect the right person for that office again this year. There are a number of legislative positions open in this state. We've got to elect the right people. You know, we are in a tight state Senate race and legislative race, and also for Congress. We have some very difficult things going on at the federal level as well with No Child Left Behind. And No Child Left Behind will be reauthorized, perhaps in a different mode. You know, the Obama administration has recently declared schools underperforming and schools that are the least performing in the system, and we have to do something about it. And I would suggest also to you that when we're talking about school systems, you know, it's just not the classrooms, it's just not pouring more money into it. We have to create systems that support a greater opportunity for our kids. And that starts again in elementary school. And I'm going to give just 3 more minutes comes down. I'm going to give my school district as an example. My high school was classified as a consistently lowest achieving high school in the state of Arizona. That means it's in the bottom 5%. So I get this direction from the state agency. Fix the high school. So it's not fixing the high school itself is not going to solve the issue. It's a K-12 system. Hiring highly effective teachers, not just highly qualified. We tend to work in this state, in this system, on minimal standards. The academic standards in the state are minimal standards. Why is it that the South Points of the world and the St. Mary's of the world and the high schools, why do those kids outperform usually public schools? Because they have higher standards. They don't teach to the middle, they teach to the high. We need to start addressing those things by expecting and demanding that our public schools do better. Principals need to do a better job of evaluating teachers and supporting their growth as professionals. Superintendents need to do a better job of supporting their principals and doing those jobs. Governing boards need to do a better job of supporting their superintendents and doing those jobs. You know, Augie really hit the whole issue of politics incredibly well. And that happens more than we think in our small public school systems. And TUST is a prime example of that. Things happen for political reasons. You've got to get to the point where we're not doing things for adults, but guess what? We're doing things for children. And until we do that, we're not going to change anything in this country. You know, and I'll close with this, Anna, is that I often hear that education is the great equalizer. Well, I have a different thought on that. I think education is the only equalizer. And we've got to do something now. So I see a lot of young people here. Go out there and spread that message. Those that are a little bit older than that, we've got to go out there and support our young people, and they are the leaders of this country, the future of this country. and I expect to see one in the very near future, a Latino president of this country. And it can be done. We've got to do the work right now. So thank you very much. I'll be around later for answering questions.
So we're kind of running short on time here, but my colleagues here, I work with Sunnyside Unified School District as my other hat, and I actually am a chair of the Quality Education Commission. And I think the words that Dr. Romero and Dr. Siqueiros have said here, you know, it's an interesting time right now in the state of Arizona. It's frustrating for me as a 28-year-old in Arizona. And Dr. Romero, I think that we should introduce a Che Guevara 101 class. Not about overthrowing the government, but, you know, just kidding with you. You know, it's come to the point, you know, I'm a proud American, but I'm an embarrassed Arizona. I'm ready to start saying I'm from New Mexico here. The goal thing about Campaign for High School Equity and the Global Achievement Gap, as Dr. Siqueiros was saying here with the K-12 system, the importance of the K-12 system. You know, I look back at my experiences growing up and what I've learned and how I've gotten to this point where I'm at. And really, I attribute my success and my ability to perform the way I have in school on two things. One is my parents, who are always there for me, who are always pushing education and telling me the importance of studying and doing your homework and going to class. The second thing was great teachers I had. All the way, K-12 system, all the way from, I remember Mrs. Ormsby in kindergarten, all the way up to my senior year. Teachers that challenged me, teachers that made me want to achieve, not teachers that gave me a watered-down course, easy material, just tried to babysit me in the class and challenged me in the class. And I think that's what it comes down to. You cannot be in a classroom. You can't expect to change the system the way it is right now in high school. You can certainly do certain things, implement certain measures, such as at Sunnyside, we're currently working with the Digital Advantage program, a program which is aimed at giving laptops to intended students while ensuring that they're there 95% of the time, that they're having 2.5 GPA as a freshman or 3.5 their sophomore, junior, and senior. They're involved in extracurricular activities, and that they have no disciplinary issues. That's an incentive for them, but it's not the end all. You're still losing some students in the process there. And we're still moving that program down to 8th grade, moving it down to 5th grade, because we do realize that it's a K-12 system. It's something that needs to be started actually at the elementary level. If we're going to capture our students, we're going to make them succeed. We need to give them those opportunities. We need to challenge them. But more importantly, looking at the global picture here, and what I think is kind of getting missed here, is really the important role that parents play. When we look at parents and look at our students, we got to consider what type of households are our students coming from. We cannot expect a student to come to class, sit in a classroom, and learn outdated methods of reading books when they go home and there's a broken household. When there's quite often the cyclical nature of domestic violence or perhaps substance abuse in the home. You cannot expect a student to come to class and believe that they can achieve. You cannot expect a student to come to class and say, you know what, I'm going to leave everything that's going on home just there at home and come to class, and I'm going to try to do something good. They see what they see at home, they see what's going on in their neighborhoods and their lobbies, and they say, you know what, that's my way out. Hanging out with, the vato locos, mi vida loca, that's what I'm going to do. That's my way out. And they think that that's a rite of passage. We need to break that stereotype of that being a rite of passage. That this is what is accessible. We need to make sure we create a safety net for individuals, for students, for families, to make sure that they have the necessary resources that are out there. Education is one component, and working in a school district, I've come to realize I've been working within education in many capacities since I want to say I was in junior high in the community. And working here at a school district, it's even further solidified in my mind the fact that we're sometimes, I think, missing the picture in a school district. In a school district, we think our responsibility is to the students and to the parents. But the responsibility, and I think that they're starting to begin to change in the mindset of many educators, is that our responsibility is not just to the students and the parents that come to our school, but it's to the community.